Hi, so just a little heads up. I'm actually going to be having a phone conversation with Jessica from Channel 19 News in regards to my sister's case, and I'm going to try to um, actually record it. Um, so, again, just bear with me and we'll see how it all works out. More to come. Justice for Tara Turner. Something's wrong. Something's wrong every day. I'm just 5 years later trying to find the brighter side of it. Something's wrong. Stay tuned.
About your sister's case.
Well, I've been writing a book for what seems like forever, but it's been right after everything happened with Tara. And and I guess really it didn't start off as a book. It was just kind of our notes and our investigation. And the more and more that we learned, and the more and more that we would hear, and the more and more it just made me want to write everything down so we didn't forget something. And then after it's now almost 5 years. I mean, we still need answers, and us still needing answers means that maybe I just need to talk it out, and talking it out to me, I mean, I'm just recording, I guess, my notes in this book that I started. I'm taking it, I'm recording it onto YouTube to basically maybe somebody, I mean, maybe somebody else has a different pinpoint or a different way to look at it. And maybe there's something I'm not seeing because I'm so determined that I know who done it. So, I mean, I guess it's, like I said, it's more about, I guess, just taking and trying to talk to myself to try to work it out. And maybe somebody will, or maybe not. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I think it's just a way for me to cope with it all.
Yeah. So I didn't know about the book. So is that something that you are, planning to publish, and it's just something you're writing just about Sarah's case and everything you found out about it?
Yeah, I know that there's a lot of legalities as far as um, what you could put in a book that's going to be considered nonfiction. So I, I, I definitely am taking and making sure I change names, definitely not to protect anybody that's innocent, but, to avoid any kind of legalities in the future. Um, I mean, everything is based around Tara's story. Everything is based around, even as far as the investigations and the theories that we've gotten from other people on what they think might have happened. I mean, we don't know what happened, and we may never know, but we know that the theories that we continue running through our head and our mind, and that and even the tips that are still coming in, that it may not be a tip that the Kentucky State Police give us, but it might be a tip that somebody else, hey, yeah, I heard this, and and it's like playing telephone when you're a kid. It starts off with this big long story, and then by the end of it, it may not be anything related, but maybe a little bit of the truth of what was originally said. Well, that's kind of the way that I'm taking this, is that every piece of rumor is a piece of maybe a piece of the puzzle that we just need to investigate further. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do turn over everything that I hear to the Kentucky State Police, but I mean, come on, they get every second of every day something happens. So they don't have time to look into my sister's case. And maybe there needs to be some kind of, some kind of team out there that actually does investigate, citizens that investigate for the police. I mean, I don't know, but there needs to be something else done, because the way that it's working now, it's not working at all.
Yeah. And with the YouTube channel, so you mentioned this kind of correlates right with the book. So how is that working? Are you, reading things that you've written, or are you just kind of talking to the camera? What's kind of the format of the channel that you are starting?
Well, and the funny thing is that originally when I started it out, it was going to be my, basically my, what I've written of my book so far. And I mean, I did attempt to start the podcast, and I mean, I guess a lot of it is just, it's all overwhelming, and I want Tara's story to be known. And I feel like that the only way to do that is through a YouTube. I mean, everybody watches YouTube nowadays. I mean, I don't know that a book is ever actually going to be read. I don't know that the podcast ever actually was, really listened to. But everybody watches YouTube, so maybe her story will be heard, and maybe it'll be heard by the right person that might be willing to help. 5 years is a long time for my
Yeah.
family.
And I know that you guys have had, support from your friends and from other family members throughout this, and have they been supportive of this new YouTube venture that you're talking about?
I actually have not even mentioned it to it. I did it on a whim last night after thinking about Tara most of the day, and and just a lot lately. I was just kind of reading over some notes and did it on a whim. I didn't even ask. I didn't. Matter of fact, they're probably finding out. I haven't even talked to them about this interview, so um, they don't really know much of anything yet.
Gotcha. You mentioned this a little bit, but as far as the police investigation, it sounds like we're still kind of where we've always been, right? And that you haven't heard of new tips or new leads or new developments.
Like I said, all tips and everything that we hear, we do forward over to the Kentucky State Police. Now, I'm not saying that we've not heard anything, but I don't know that anything is reliable enough for them to do anything about it.
Yeah. I know something that you guys have said really from the start, and you said it again today, is that you do believe you know the person responsible for your sister's death, and you believe, something happened to her. She didn't just somehow end up where she ended up. And do you still feel that same way today, that in your heart, you know who that person is and they just haven't been caught?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's crazy because she left my house that day with the person that I suspect killed her. And the sad thing is that I don't think that it just stopped with him. I think that he involved other people. I think it was part of a bigger circle. And I know that sounds really horrible, but I do. I think that if all of this ever comes out, it's going to blow people's minds on how many people are actually involved, or at least knew about it within that first 28 days.
And I know we've talked about this before, but it has to just be hard for you guys to try to comprehend or understand how somebody could know something like that and just not say anything.
It's, I'm sure it definitely eats away at him. I mean, as everybody has their own secrets, but something like that has got to eat away at you. I mean, I know me, I think about it every day. My family, we think about Tara every day. I laugh, a smile, looking at her kids every day. We're reminded of Tara. And I know a lot of people, this is a story that happened almost 5 years ago, not even a blink on anybody's radar, but she still is. She's a blink on our radar every day. And I mean, we want answers. And like I said, we may never get them. We understand that. But it doesn't mean that we're going to stop fighting, because she wouldn't have stopped fighting for one of us.
And obviously, I mean, you guys have tried a lot of different things. You've had events, you've had rewards, you've shared posters and billboards, a podcast, now a YouTube channel. is it really Tara and just the kind of person she was that's just motivated you to, not stop and to keep pushing and to continue, trying all these different methods?
Tara would be here right by my side if I decided to start a YouTube channel for something else. She would be right here, like laughing, giggling, bubbling it up, because that was Tara. So it's almost like she, if it wasn't for her, I don't know that I would be doing this. But I do know that if for some reason it was one of my other brother and my other sister that was that all of this happened to, she would be right here with me, taking and trying to, bubbly it up, because that's how Tara was. She was always ready to pump it up and make it the life of the party, because she was just, like I said, like I've told you before, she was always like wanted to be like your best friend. I guess if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. It. Sorry, I got a phone call and it distracted me.
That's okay. I know you're really just in the beginning stages of this. Kind of mentioned this a little bit, but what would you say is just your ultimate goal? What is your dream ending? Is it that somebody sees this and decides to come forward, or is it just making sure that as many people as possible know Tara's story? I mean, what would you say is really your ultimate hope here?
I hope that somebody takes and they see this and maybe they're willing to help out, or maybe they maybe they do know something and they don't even realize they know it, but they're willing to take and speak up, because now it's going to eat at them to take and know that we still think about it every day. But I mean, ultimately, I mean, it is about just making sure that people know Tara's story. I mean, everyone needs to know Tara's story, because people come up missing every day, and it might not be someone but I can guarantee it might be somebody that this person knows, because somebody, my sister was a somebody. Just like when somebody goes missing, it's somebody.
Yeah. Do you, at this point, do you have, an idea of how many episodes you'll do or how long you'll do this? Or is this just something, you're just going to keep doing it as long as you can?
Well, I'm definitely, it's definitely new to me, and hope everybody could bear with me as I learn, because YouTube is definitely new for me. I see my kids play on it like it's nothing. So I want to take and try to get Tara's story out there. So I don't know if it's going to be 10 episodes, or if it might, it might go until they make an arrest. I mean, I don't know, but I know that I feel like my voice needs to be heard, because Tara's voice should have been heard.
And something we talked about too is, police still to this day have only called this a death investigation, despite the fact that you and many of Tara's friends and family members have said, no way, this is a homicide, this is a murder. Do you still feel that, this should be treated as a murder?
Absolutely. When Tara went missing, the last person that was with her actually made a joke about he'd kill her before he let her go away, that get away the next time, and that was roughly 2 weeks before she went missing. And I mean, and even 6 months after they went missing, he laughed, or 6 months before they went missing, he laughed at another buddy, and even said, well, I know where to put a body, ain't nobody gonna find. Well, it just there's too many things that are adding up, that taking it pinpoints this individual that done it, and yet nothing being done. And I understand they have to have physical evidence. I do. I went to law school, or I went to pre-law, so I understand all of that. But circumstantial evidence only goes so far, because coincidences don't happen. I mean, you don't lie about where you were at, or where you dropped somebody off at 5 different times. You don't change your story from A to Z, maybe A to B, but not A to Z.
Do you think there will ever come a time where you say, okay, we're just not going to have answers? Or do you feel like, until your last breath, you're going to be out here making YouTube videos, doing a podcast, literally anything you can do to find out exactly what happened.
I know that even me and my sister and my brother-in-law, we sit around and we talk about it even now. One of us will have a dream, or we'll see somebody that might look like Tara, or look like Moose, or look like, you know, or we'll take and we'll find out that, you know, that both of these guys are down in Florida. I mean, we hear things so often that we think about it. So I think that I'm going to continue taking and doing everything that I can to get her, her information out there.
Yeah. And the YouTube channel, right? This is a free thing that anybody will be able to just go and watch on your channel.
Well, as far as I know, because like I said, I'm new at it. So definitely, if it's not free, please give me a heads up. Maybe I can figure out how to make it free for you. But I will. It's definitely free. I mean, it's just something I've started out. I actually posted the first video last night, and I'm working on some second and third videos right now. So, like I said, bear with me because I'm new at all of this too.
Okay. Is there anything else that you wanted to say or get out there about Tara's case, about the YouTube channel, about really anything related to all of this?
Well, I can definitely tell you that we still have the Facebook group of the hashtag Justice for Tara Turner. Um, we are we're currently we also currently just opened up a small shop up here in Butler, Kentucky called This and That. TNT is the initials for Tara. You know, that's her name. You know, Tara Nicole Turner. But so we actually just started like a little This and That junk shop. But definitely keep us in mind in your thoughts and your prayers. And just I hope that if nothing else, when you take and you go to sleep at night, you're thinking, you know, somebody out there might miss you if something happened to you. Because I know I miss my sister every day.
Yeah. Well, Jessica, thank you so much as always for talking with us. This should be on tonight at 10. So we'll use, of course, some of the pictures and everything that we have of Tara. And then, like I said, we'll probably use some little clips of your YouTube video. And we'll just let people know, if you guys are still going to keep fighting and, do whatever it takes to get answers.
I would greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you so much. If you think of anything else or anything like that, just shoot me a message. But otherwise, we'll get this out there tonight.
All right, thank you. If you can, send me a link to it.
I definitely will. And thank you again. You guys hang in there.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, so welcome back with Something's Wrong in memory of hashtag Justice for Tara Turner. I actually was on Channel 19 News tonight, so I'm waiting for the clip so I can take and get that uploaded and make my YouTube video live this evening. I'm actually going to put what I have found as far as what they posted and then what the actual whole interview. I'm going to put them both on here to kind of show you what maybe they missed out on. Bear with me.